Hello everybody, Zoe here from Learning Boosters and welcome to this Wisdom Wednesday. This is a very short one this week because I would like to support all those students out there that are getting ready for exams. So the way that I want to do that is this blog or this video blog is going to be about in two parts. So one is self-care around when you're working really hard to learn up everything you need to do your exams, and also how do you do that revision? So some revision tips. So first off, let's look at how you as the student can look after yourself better. And I know what it's like to be a student and to have lots of exams coming up, and some one day after the other, different subjects. I've actually had two on the same day, different subjects. So I do know what it's like. So the first really important thing to think about is how to look after yourself. It's the obvious things. You need to eat well. And by well, I mean not a lot of sugar, not a lot of coffee, all those sorts of additives types things, try and steer away from them because it'll make you even foggier in the brain. So you're looking at some really good, solid brain foods, such as berries, blueberries in particular, great for antioxidant, great for getting the blood around the body and oxygenating the brain so you can actually remember things easier. So blueberries, berries, your proteins, so however you find that, whether you find it in meats or whether you find it in tofu and things like that. And also it's okay to give yourself a treat occasionally, just don't have it every day because, as I said, it will make your body a lot more sluggish, and also make your mind sluggish as well. So lots of water, kombucha is really good. All those really good nourishing foods, bone broth in a soup is really good. Lots of fresh fruit and veggies, great things to support your mind and support your brain and support your body. The other really good thing to remember is sleep. Sleep is really, really essential. So you don't want to overwork yourself. It can be an easy thing to do when you feel like you're not doing enough, or you feel like you haven't got enough information in your brain for that particular subject. Try not to do that. Try and work for an hour, hour and a half maximum. And this is, I'm talking about for, year 10, 11, 12 university type students, not for the younger ones. Hour, hour and a half study time. Have a bit of a break, have a walk around. Outside is the best place to be because, of course, it's the fresh air. Have some water, have a bit of a break, give yourself and your brain a bit of a break, and then go back and do another hour, hour and a half. So just some really simple, easy, taking care of yourself things. So let's now look at some revision tips. So revision can be rather complex for some people. And first of all, what I suggest you do is you find out your exam timetable. So when you get your exam timetable, you might find that you have all your exams in 1 week, or you haven't spread over 3 weeks, or they're spread over, however long. So this might not give you much time to study in between the exams. So if you've got, say, maths on a Monday and science on a Tuesday, it's not going to give you a lot of time to actually study in between. So you have to set up some good study habits before you get your exam timetable. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how am I meant to study for my exams if they're so close together? Okay, I understand, I get it. So if you do regular revision at the end of every day and week, you can register information in your long-term memory. It's making it easier to study for exams later in the year. So let me explain what I mean by that. So in your day, you will have certain times where you have certain subjects. So after every subject, and sometimes you won't get a time immediately after the subject, my suggestion is that you revise the notes you have taken from that subject from that day. So you have point forms of particular things, or you've recorded the lecturer and you've listened back to that and you're writing down or typing them on your computer, the important things that are going to come up in an exam, because lecturers are always saying, oh, this will be in your exam, and then you forget. So after each subject and also each week. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of work when you've got assignments and all the rest of it, you know, tutes and all the rest of it to do. However, you will find it easier when you come to revise for exams, especially as we've just, you know, given the scenario of exams back to back. Okay, does make it a lot easier. And it makes it a lot easier for that information to register and stay in your long-term memory. Okay, so reviewing your notes, your class subject notes involves revising the notes taken during the class. And as I said, you can review those by taking recording. Reviewing past assessments and working out areas for improvement. And reading through the feedback that the teachers have given you. So let me go through that again, because that's fairly complex. Reviewing the class subjects involves revising the notes taken during class. So revising the notes is going through and looking at what's important. What did the lecturer say a couple of times, which is more than likely giving you a hint as to what's going to be in the exam. Reviewing your past assessments, whether that's a practical assessment or a written assessment, you're still going to get some type of feedback from your teacher lecturer on that assessment. Working out areas for improvement. Now, you as a student will know where you need to work a little bit harder, whether it's on the written or the practical. I was always great at the practical, could do the practical hands down. It's the written stuff I had to do more work on. And reading through back through those notes that have been given to you by your teachers. So let me compile that, make that a little bit easier. I'm going to give you 6 tips now, revision tips. If you follow these 6 tips, they will help you to study and they will help you to review your classes. Okay, so number 1, allocate 10 minutes to review each subject you want to focus on. Okay, so now you might have 5 subjects in one day. You need to put aside 10 minutes to focus on each subject in that day. Okay. Write as much as you can remember for a particular subject. So with practice, you can become brief and to the point, so point form. All right. The worst possible revision that you can do is long sentences. If you've got keywords that are going to bring the information forward into your short-term memory from your long-term memory, so you can regurgitate it better in an essay or whatever it is that you're doing in the exam, then that's the way to do it. Keywords that are going to, oh yeah, and then you can write around that keyword, or, you know, 4 or 5 words, but not full paragraph sentences. You don't want to be learning those. It won't work. So write as much as you can remember for a particular subject and be brief and to the point. After this, look at your notes for that day and find the things you've forgotten. Okay. Number 4, use different coloured pens to write these points at the end of your own remembered notes. Okay, so use different coloured pens. I find the fluorescent violet pink really good because that goes straight to the brainwave passages and it helps you retain it and remember it longer. 5, at the end of each week, write down as much as you can remember from your daily notes. Right, so that's not looking at the notes and copying them. That's recalling the information that you've written down 10 minutes after each subject during the week. Number 6, check out what you've forgotten and record it in a different colour. All right? So you're going to look at the notes for your subject and you're going to take 10 minutes to look at them. You're going to write down what you remember in point form, very brief. And as I said, keywords or even just, 4 or 5 words, excuse me, in a certain colour. Then at the end of the week, with that same subject and that same notes, you're going to write down, without looking at them, write down what you remember in a different colour. Go back to your notes and see how they compare. Then the things you've forgotten, write it again in another colour. So you might have 3 different colours, right? So one colour is the original notes, might be black. The second colour is what you recall, might be green. And the third colour, what you've forgotten, might be the violet pink. That's really up to you. So remember, when you're revising for your exams and revising subjects, it's a year-long thing. It's not, oh my God, I've got 2 weeks before exams. Oh, I better get on and revise. You've got all your notes set up there for each subject that's happened during the year and during those times, because you don't have to go back to the beginning of the year and think, oh my God, I've got a whole year's worth of work that I have to go through in like an hour because I've got so much I need to do. Plan it, be disciplined, have a little break in those holiday times that you've got from actual study as best you can. At least 5 days, if you've got 2 weeks off, at least 5 days of working, all right? Have the rest of the time off. In this way, you're going to be a lot less stressed and anxious and worried about your exams. Okay. Now, remember, I'm here to assist. So if there's anybody out there watching this who needs that little bit of extra help, please go to our website at www.learningboosters.com.au, fill out the contact me form and just pop in the bottom, help with revision or whatever else it might be that you need assistance with. That's what I'm here for. And I hope you found this really, really helpful. You can also find the written blog on our website as well. So yeah, guys, I hope the exams go really well and I'm quite sure that you'll be fabulous and that it'll work wonderfully for you. Have a great exam time. Okay, bye.